Hello, everybody. Happy Christmas. It is here, my online adult ultimate children's holiday literature mini course, now available for sale. You can find that at the link below. You can also find it through the link to our Facebook page or to our website. I hope I'll see you in that class. If you love holiday literature for children, if you love the books for yourself, if you have children in your class, if you have students, if you're a tutor, if you're a teacher, if you're a librarian, if you're a grandparent, if you want to learn more about holiday books, see preview into holiday books, hear all of my reviews, and learn about the history of children's holiday literature, including the meaning, purpose, symbolism, and great ideas for gift giving for holiday children's books, check out my mini course available self-paced online now. But I wanted to kick it off by some beautiful, beloved holiday vintagey gems. These are not included in my class, but I wanted to show them here because they're just as special. I do choose more books for the class that are less well known. Out of the hundreds of holiday books that I read, we actually finally got the countdown to about 70. So the course includes 70 children's holiday books, paperback, illustrated, picture books, novels, and early readers. But these are beautiful and I love them so much. So we have Joan Walsh Anglin's A Christmas book, and Joan Walsh Anglin was a famous children's book author, particularly through the 80s, and she also had those really adorable, sweet little figurines, and my mom collected all of those, and when she passed away, I collected all of those. In addition to getting the ones that she had. But Joan Walsh Anglin, this is one of my favorite books of all time. I've had it since I was a kid, and it is a beautiful book. It's very vintagey, because sometimes the vintagey ones are the best. And of course, we have the gorgeous Kay Thompson's Eloise at Christmas Time. And Eloise is a very famous book. There's the regular Eloise, there's Eloise at the Plaza, there's Eloise in Paris, there's Eloise and her a zillion Eloise books, but the Eloise at Christmas Time is one of my favorites, and I'll talk about that in a minute. And of course, we have What is Christmas Without? How the Grinch Stole Christmas by Dr. Seuss, and super cute, The Grinch Good Deed Journal. You don't want to miss this. Kids will love both of these. These make a great gift. And the Good Deed Journal, this actually came with my Grinch book when I picked up the set at Costco last year. And I did see at Costco they have this year, just a week ago, I saw a beautiful Grinch hardback version that has like a green cover and glitter and it like a halogram or hologram, or I don't know what that's called, but like you move the book around and it moves and it's got like glimmery glitter and green and it's really beautiful. But this is super cute, the Good Deed Journal. You can give this to kids, and throughout the month of Christmas, you can have kids think of all the different good deeds he or she can do for neighbors, friends, family, the community, the world, or him or herself, siblings. And, you write, the child can write the date, what the good deed is, and write what he or she did. So this is super cute, and the kids get really proud of it to fill this out by the end of the holiday season. And the Grinch was in 1957, I believe, and only 1 year apart from Eloise Christmas Time, which I believe was 1958, unless I have that backwards, but I'm pretty sure that I don't, but I know it's one or the other. How the Grinch Stole Christmas. And of course, with the beloved, Grinch movie with Cindy Lou Who, my very favorite one was Jim Carrey, of course. When you talk about kids about the Grinch, they always think about the movie, but nothing really beats the book. And it's funny, even as an adult, no matter how many times I've seen the movie, when I go back and I read the book, it's just still like different, like it's a whole different perspective on the Grinch. And it's amazing that such a simple book got blown into such a gigantic, Hollywood production that they could fill into almost an hour and 45 minutes. But the book has just this beautiful rhyming verse. And of course, Dr. Seuss is a genius. And it's simple, of course, and the pages are all quite white with, see if I hold it close to the camera, it can't see it, so it blanks out. But anyway, so, obviously the verse is original. Then he did the same thing to the other Who's house, leaving crumbs much too small for the other Who's mouses. It was 15:15, all the Who's still in bed, all the Who's still a snooze, when he packed up his sled, packed it up with their presents, the ribbons, the wrappings, the tags and the tinsel, the trimmings, the trappings. The wordplay in the Grinch is just brilliant. You can't go wrong. There's a good way that you can use this book for studying phonics and whatnot. You can't go wrong with the Grinch as a gift for somebody, or for your family, for your collectible holiday book that you pull out every year, and you can read it to your kids, have your kids read it. Make sure they read the book every year before they watch the movie, because remember, every movie, you know, came from a book if it was a spinoff of a book. And so it's always good for children to learn from the original story from the books before they get to watch the movies. And we can then look at Eloise at Christmas Time, Kay Thompson. This is an anniversary edition. Kay Thompson. So Eloise is really controversial. Eloise is kind of a naughty child, and in general in all of the books. But in this book, Eloise at Christmas Time, you know, it's about this little girl who's raised by nannies because her mom is traveling and is never present, including at Christmas. So that's a little bit questionable. She's running amok in this fancy hotel, just wanting to get into the Christmas spirit and try all these things, but she kind of makes disasters with the lights and gets into mischief, and things go wrong, and people that work in the hotel are chasing after her. So there's some questionable behavior in Eloise, of course. That doesn't set the greatest, you know, role model for children. But and some of the wording is very long-winded on some pages. For example, I mean, it would be harder for a child to sit for it. And here's an example of a page that has less wording, and the books are all done in 3 shades. I'm sorry, the illustrations, it's always black, white, gray, or red. So let me show you an example of a page that has lots of words. And here's a good example here. You can see all the words on this page. So kids that get a little fidgety, smaller kids that are used to sitting for picture books, you know, may want you to just stop talking and turn the page sooner. And it's really cool. There's a map of the hotel she's staying in here in the book. And let me read the inside. Yes, here she is at Christmas time, complete with tinsel and holly, singing fa la la lolly, and over the roar of the jingle bells, you can hear her say, "It's absolutely Christmas, but I don't mind a bit. I give everyone a present, for that's the thing of it. So when it's everly Christmas time and you're under your Christmas trees, simply tinkle a bell and have a trinkle." Wait, that's a tongue twister. Wait, let me start that again. Simply tinkle a bell and have a trinkle, and remember me, Eloise. Okay. This is cute. There's a letter in here from Liza Minnelli. Dearest Eloise, Merry Christmas. Meet you in the boiler room for brunch. My love to Nanny, Weenie, and darling Skipper D. That's really cute. The drawings in here are by Hilary Knight. Here's the back of the book. And the back of the book shows some pictures of some kind of vintage pictures here. And this is Kay Thompson and her original sketch idea for the book here. Some pictures of her. And I believe in the back of the book, because this is the anniversary edition, there's some other info in here. Yeah, there's a little bit of other info in here. But here's an example, again, of the black. You can see this, without me getting out of the way, the black kind of illustration. So I've always loved Eloise. I love to pull it out and put it on display. I stand it up. I have a tree, like a little tabletop tree that's maybe like a 4-foot tree, and I put it on top of one table, and I put some chairs, and I put some of my 80s vintage dolls around them, my Cabbage Patch dolls, and I have some different kind of antique dolls from the 50s and 60s that I put all around the tree. And then I stand up my different Christmas books, the classics, around the table display, and then I kind of put little fake candles around, because I don't want all my dolls to catch on fire, because that would not be a good way to spend your Christmas. Losing all your dolls. And we have a Christmas book by Joan Walsh Anglin, as I mentioned. And what I like about this book, and if you can find it, in fact, I think I saw it still on Amazon through used second-party sellers, but she's really famous. Well, look up close to this cover. She's really famous for her mouthless, precious, sweet children. And she always said that some of her characters are based on her life and her childhood and her siblings. But this book has some activities for kids, and it has sweet little poems, some different little stories. I've always loved this book. You can just see like the artwork there. I should use my overhead for this video because you can see the inside better. That's why I use my overhead a lot, because I have a fickle camera and lighting. So you can get some ideas of this book here. So it just has like a little bit of everything in it. And this is another great, really pretty display. I always thought it was interesting though with her books, that it kind of makes you think that where did she get the idea for the characters in all of her books and figurines to be these sweet little children that don't have mouths, that, be seen and not heard. Children, be quiet, don't have a voice, don't speak up. That's kind of how I've always interpreted that. But I always love, it just brings me right back to the time of the 80s, and it makes me think about my mom's figurines. And I love the little poems in here. There's some prayers in here, and it's a really sweet book that makes a nice display. And if you can pick up, of course, the Good Deed Journal for the Grinch to give to one of your kids, you might have to get it with the Grinch. I'm not sure. I actually got this. Now that I think about it, it was the book, the journal, and a Grinch stuffed plush Grinch with a little red Santa hat, which I keep on my bed every year. So that came in as a set, like a gift box set, I think. Now that I think about it, I think I got it at Barnes & Noble in the kids section where they had like the gift, stuffed animal little box set type thingies last year. So there are some good recommendations to get you started with younger kids, to give as gifts or put up on your display. And I hope you'll check out my Ultimate Children's Holiday Literature mini course, which isn't so mini. It's really over 12 hours of content, videos of me talking, overhead videos, recording books with reviews, inside peeks. There's audio recordings, there's PDF downloads, there's external text website references and resources, and there's text as well. Lots of fun photos. I think I have approximately 50 illustrated books and around 20 to 22 novels. And I organize the picture books by type, religious holiday selections, classic selections, music history selections, diverse holiday literature selections. And it's so much fun to see the books and hear about the books. And, of course, I can't read the books and show the full flip through insides. I give you a little peek into the inside, but I tell you ways you can use the books with your kids in a classroom or for learning, and how to choose quality literature, how to bargain shop for children's holiday literature. And you can use those tips all year around. And I teach you a little bit about the history. I teach you about some early, origins of what we know today of the Christmas holiday, thanks to Charles Dickens and Washington Irving and Norman Rockwell. And I talk a little bit about the purpose and the meaning and the value and the qualities in holiday literature. I talk to you about how we came across our book selections. I teach you how to use certain criteria, and I give you some PDF downloads, criteria you can use for selecting your own books. You can use this all year around. I also give you some PDFs, conversation starters to use with children about holiday books. And I even talk to you about Bloom's taxonomy, which is how to elevate learning from each book to higher levels with a child, so the child can use skills like evaluation and synthesis and analysis and comprehension and recall and things like that. So there's a little bit of everything for a little bit of everybody in the class, and you might want to get started right away, and then you can start picking up books and using them to your heart's content. Hope to see you around, and thanks for watching my video.